Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start with the last topic of this particular chapter. It is very important topic because we are going to study uh, one type of reaction, that is oxidation and reduction, and we are going to take the examples of chemical reaction and equations. So we are going to study oxidation and reduction. Oxidation. What do you mean by oxidation? Oxidation, a reaction in which oxygen is added, is called oxidation. That means a reaction in which you are adding oxygen is oxidation. Or we have one more definition, a reaction in which hydrogen is removed is called oxidation. Hydrogen is removed is called oxidation. Is called oxidation. That means either you are adding oxygen or you are removing hydrogen. So we can write one definition, a reaction in which oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed is called oxidation. In the same way, reduction, a reaction in which oxygen is removed is called reduction. Either you are removing oxygen is called reduction or you are adding hydrogen is called reduction. So we may have one definition for a reduction, a reaction in which oxygen is removed or hydrogen is added is called reduction. Now, the next is redox reaction. Listen, it is also called as oxidation reduction reaction. What do you mean by redox? Red, RED, red means reduction, ox means oxidation. So we are having a reaction in which oxidation and reduction are taking place simultaneously. Is called as redox reaction. A reaction in which one reactant get oxidized while the other get reduced during the reaction is called as redox or oxidation reduction reaction. So here both the reactions are taking place simultaneously. That means if one of the reactant is getting oxidized, the other reactant simultaneously is getting reduced. We will take few examples. When copper is heated in presence of oxygen or air, a brown surface of copper becomes black. 2 copper plus oxygen on heating will give CuO. Copper brown color, when oxygen is getting added, it gets converted into copper oxide, which is black colored coating. Here I have balanced the reaction with the help of pencil. You can able to identify it. It is CuO2 will give CuO because copper has two oxidation state, and hence they will write in the round bracket 2, means balance is 2. So that's why we have to put 2 here and we have to put 2 here because oxygen is 2, so you need to put 2 here, so 2 CO. When you have 2 copper, so that's why you are putting here copper. In this reaction, copper brown colored is oxidized to copper oxide, 2 oxide black colored. So what type of reaction it is? Clearly oxygen is getting added, so it is oxidation. We say copper is getting oxidized. Take other example. When black colored copper 2 oxide, that means this CO black color, is heated with a hydrogen, it turns brown and forms metallic copper. So see, CuO means copper oxide. When heated with hydrogen gas, so what we get? Copper. So here oxygen is getting removed, so we say copper is reduced. Whereas hydrogen is taking oxygen to form water, so we say addition of oxygen is oxidation and removal of oxygen is reduction. Copper is getting reduced whereas hydrogen is getting oxidized. How? Simultaneously. So this is what is called as a redox reaction. In this reaction, copper 2 oxide black colored is reduced to metallic copper brown colored, whereas hydrogen is oxidized to water. Hence this reaction is redox reaction. The reaction as one reactant copper oxide is reduced and other reactant hydrogen is oxidized simultaneously. See, I have written the combined reaction. Copper oxide plus hydrogen will give copper plus oxygen. Oxygen is getting added, hence oxidation. Copper is removing oxygen, hence reduction. So this arrow shows copper oxide is reduced to copper. This arrow shows hydrogen is oxidized to water. We take next example. Zinc oxide is treated with carbon. Then redox reaction takes place. Zinc get reduced to metallic zinc and carbon get oxidized to carbon monoxide simultaneously. Zinc monoxide or zinc oxide plus carbon will give zinc metallic zinc plus carbon monoxide. You may write zinc monoxide, or even you can write zinc oxide, there is no problem. Now we take the next example. Here zinc has removed oxygen, hence reduction. Copper has gained oxygen, hence oxidation. So copper is oxidized, zinc is reduced. So this is redox reaction. We may take one more example. Manganese dioxide, when treated with hydrochloric acid, then redox reaction takes place. Manganese dioxide get reduced to manganese dichloride, and hydrogen chloride is oxidized to chlorine. So this is hydrochloric acid. When treated with manganese dioxide, we get manganese chloride, MnCl2. So here oxygen is removed, hence we say manganese is reduced. Here hydrochloric acid, it gains oxygen, hence we say hydrochloric acid get oxidized, chlorine especially, because here chlorine is attached to hydrogen, but here you are getting directly chlorine. So hydrogen is removed. When we remove the hydrogen, we say chlorine is oxidized. So chlorine is oxidized and manganese is reduced. So what type of reaction it is? Redox reaction. One element is getting oxidized and one element is getting reduced. Reactants we are talking about. Now we have one more example. When magnesium ribbon burns in air or oxygen with dazzling flame, then magnesium is oxidized to magnesium oxide, white colored substance. So see this, magnesium plus oxygen will give magnesium oxide. Here oxygen is getting added to the magnesium. That means what is happening? Magnesium is getting oxidized, but there is no other element which is getting reduced, so hence it is only oxidation reaction. It is not a redox reaction. Note that redox reaction in which there are two reactants, in which one reactant is getting oxidized whereas other reactant is getting reduced, or we can say one reactant is getting oxidized on behalf of or due to the second reactant getting reduced. This is what is a redox reaction. But if you have only one reactant, magnesium, and oxygen is getting added, so we say it is simple oxidation reaction. Now we have oxidation reaction in our daily life. That means those oxidation reactions which we are actually seeing, these oxidation reactions are taking place around us, and we are talking about especially these reactions which we are going to study, which are not required, or which are damaging, or we can say which are making our life more troublesome. So first reaction is corrosion. What is corrosion? When metallic reaction takes place between metallic iron with atmospheric oxygen and water, then corrosion takes place. Due to corrosion, iron is converted into iron oxide, reddish brown powder. Rust is hydrated form of iron, iron 3 oxide, that is Fe2O3.NH2O. This N means it can be any number of oxygen, any number of water molecule. It may be 2, 3. Actual the rust formula is Fe2O3.32H2O. So it has to be 32 water molecule, but you can say it is N. So it is hydrated form of iron oxide, and this iron oxide Fe2O3 is called as ferric oxide. What it is called as? Ferric. Please note that iron has two oxidation state, Fe2 plus and Fe3 plus. That means it can combine with 2 or 3. When it has oxidation state 2, we say ferrous, and when it has oxidation state 3, that means 3 valency, it is called as ferric. Here it has 3, hence we say it's ferric oxide. Ferrous oxide means only 2 oxidation state, which combines with water to form hydrated ferric oxide. What here we are talking about? Rusting of iron is a severe problem which damages and weakens the strength of iron. So why this is a problem? Because iron get weakened. If we are making a bridge of iron, and because of rusting the iron loses its strength and bridge may fall. We are making a big building using MS, mild steel, and mild steel is nothing but of iron. So what happened? Due to rain, water, listen, for us two things are required. Not only it is oxidation, but also with oxidation you need water. So when oxygen and water both comes together, rusting is taking place. If you are having a plain iron, see this clip is made up of what? Steel. Here rusting is not taking place, but this clamp is of iron, and to prevent rusting they have coated with black colored, so that there shouldn't be a rusting. But even if you keep iron in oxygen, no rusting takes place until and unless you have a water. So both are needed. So it weakens the strength. I was giving you the example. If you take the example of Bombay, in Bombay, what is happening? There are big buildings. They are using iron, steel to make the towers. Uh, they have railway bridges made up of iron. They have walking bridges made up of iron. They have flyovers made up of steel. So what happened? The life of steel or life of bridge or life of building is reduced dramatically because of rusting. If we construct a building here at Aurangabad, a RCC building will have life of around 100 years, 75 to 100 years. But if we construct the same building in Mumbai, the building life will be around 25 to 35 years only. See how much drastically the life has reduced because of rusting. And that's why in Mumbai, many a times we hear that during rainy season, a bridge has fallen, walking bridge has fallen recently in the railway platform. And because of that, I think around 30 to 40 people have been died, unfortunately, because of rusting. So rusting takes a severe problem. Even the railway tracks and other railway departments, railway bogies, everything is getting rusted. So what is the solution for that? You have to replace that rusted iron with the new iron, and see how much how much costly is the affair. So next, it can be prevented by coloring or painting the surface or protecting the iron from reacting with oxygen and moisture. If we cover it, paint it, then there may be a solution for that. Even galvanizing, we have coating iron with a zinc coating. I think you people have seen galvanized sheets. Previously, we were having silvery white colored tin sheets, rooftops made up of tin, and these are nothing but galvanized iron. Even you have a tin container of Pepsi and Coke, that is also galvanized iron. Even you are having a cooking oil, 15 liters 15 kgs of the tin is available in the market for cooking oil, that is also made up of galvanized iron. It's prevent corrosion. Even we have a electroplating which plates the iron and prevents the corrosion. Now, not only iron causes corrosion, but also other metals like copper, silver causes corrosion, even aluminium. So it forms oxides. So all these oxides are dangerous, and it reduces the life of the metal. Even many a times you may have seen silver jewelry of your mother or your parents. You may have seen that after some time the silver get blackened. Why? Because of rusting. Even copper, if that copper is kept for a long time, you get something green color on that, that is rusting. Even you may have seen food poisoning. Many a times what happen, if you cook a food, because normally what happen in function hall or in the marriage parties, they are cooking food in a copper vessel, what we say deg. Big deg is made up of copper. But if suppose that deg is not being galvanized, they have not been coating inside it, so what happens, this copper comes in contact with our whatever we are preparing the food preparation, and it becomes this corrosion happens on that copper, and it becomes green in color, and that green is very toxic. And this copper is so toxic that those who eat the food in that particular vessel all will get a mild diarrhea, even death. Many people die due to the food poisoning. So see, this corrosion is creating such a huge problem, so we need to control it. So I've given you all the precautions, but in detail we will study in the next chapter. Rancidity, the other type of corrosion, other type of oxidation is nothing but rancidity. Normally, what is rancidity? Rancidity happens to fat and oils. It is an unwanted change. You do not want that fat and oil should become rancid. Rancid means the taste and the smell of the food will deteriorate. So that is rancidity. Example, cooking oil kept for a long time becomes rancid. That oil will start to smell something dirty. You do not want that. Especially, I think you people may have seen coconut oil. You use coconut oil for you're putting coconut oil in your hairs. But what happen if you're having a old coconut oil bottle which you are not using for a long period of time? When you open it and you start to put it on your hairs, so that oil will not smell like coconut oil, it smells something bad. That is rancid. It is normally called as khavit. That oil has become khavit in local language, but it is actually a rancid when we say in this term. So it is unwanted change. You do not want that the oil should become rancid. Even you may have seen potato chips. If your mummy has fried a potato chips and kept that chips for a long time in chudwa, after some a few days when you eat that potato chip, it doesn't taste fresh, it tastes something bad. It doesn't mean that the potato chips has deteriorated, it means that the oil has becomes rancid. Corrosion, oxidation of oil is taking place, so you do not want that. So to avoid this, but if you purchase a Lay's or Bingo, there are so many chips which are available in the market, fried chips, and they have a life of 3 to 6 months. So how they are keeping that long? Because what happened in that particular plastic bag or container, they are putting nitrogen environment. That nitrogen prevents oil chips getting in contact with oxygen, and if oxygen is not coming in contact with the potato chips, so what happened? The chips will not become rancid. You may take the same example of these Lays or potato chips, put it in the plate. When you open the bag and eat it, you will feel very fresh and very tasty. But if you keep it in the plate and if you eat after 3 to 4 days, what happens? The taste will change tremendously. Why the taste is deteriorated? Because the chips are getting rancid. Why? Because now there is no nitrogen, it is directly in contact with oxygen. So you can do this at home, but don't keep it for a long period of time, because nowadays the environment is rainy season, lot of moisture is there in air. So instead of it is getting rancid, the fungal growth may happen on the chips, and it may create a problem of diarrhea or some severe problem. So don't do that. You can take the potato chips, put it in the fridge for 2 to 3 days, and after that take it from the fridge and eat it. So the fresh chips and that chips which is in the refrigerator, you will clearly notice the taste have changed. So it is rancidity. So how to prevent the fats and oil get becoming rancid? Antioxidants are used. Antioxidants means those substances which prevents oxidation of the fats and for getting the food to be spoiled. So it prevents spoiling of the food. So what is that? I have just given you a nitrogen. Even there are so many antioxidants which we normally use: vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, carotenoids. Carotenoids are normally, there are different type of carotenoids like beta carotene, lycopene, lutein, xanthine. These are the antioxidants which are normally we are using it in our food products, daily food products which we are using, like even in cooking oil they are putting these particular antioxidant to prevent the cooking oil from getting rancid. Because normally what happen, we purchase suppose 15 liters of 15 kg of tin, and we are using it for 3 to 4 months, so that tin oil shouldn't get rancid. So they are putting antioxidant in that and preventing it from getting deterioration. So these are the examples which we have studied, and we have finished the chapter. Go through all the questions and answers, all the reactions. If you are having any problem, let me know. I think balancing is clear, reactions are already clear, and if you are having any problem or anything like that, let me know. And tomorrow I think we should start with the trigonometry. Few topics are left in trigonometry, we'll complete that trigonometry and again come back to the science. So which chapter of science or after trigonometry, which topic we should start, let me know, so that we can complete back to back like that. And so many chapters we have finished till now, so you people should prepare all the notes, because inshallah on Monday or Tuesday coming week I will give you the timetable for test. So those topics which we have finished, so we will have test. You can give online test and send me the photocopies so that I can go through that, and I can see that you are having any problem or mistakes are there. Okay, Allah Hafiz, take care.